Well, the Louisiana sugarcane industry contributes nearly $1 billion each year to the state's economy. That's according to the LSU Ag Center's annual Ag Summary. It's also steeped in tradition. One that goes back more than 100 years is the Catholic Mass held at the Lula and Westfield Sugarcane Mills in Assumption Parish. TWILA's Avery Davidson takes us there.
Come, Holy Ghost, Creator blessed, and in our hearts take up thy rest.
This is how grinding season begins at the Westfield Sugar Mill in Pankerville.
Heavenly.
Father Andrew Merrick is conducting a full Catholic Mass for employees at the mill.
You came to call sinners. Christ, have mercy.
Lula Westfield Chief Executive Officer Michael Daigle says it's a tradition here to begin the sugarcane harvest with a Mass. He should know. His family has been in charge of this sugar mill since the 1850s.
We're a very religious family, and we believe that all that's given to us is through God. And we've been doing the Mass at both factories for almost 100 years.
Daigle says it's important that he carry on this tradition because he's seen what happens without a Mass like this one.
The one year we did about 3 or 4 years ago, we didn't do the Mass, and the two mills didn't run as well as they should have.
To do what is right and just is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice.
Assumption Parish sugarcane farmer Gene Adolph says he works to live the words he's reading, especially during harvest.
It kind of fulfills you, and it keeps things in perspective when you can get frustrated during a long harvest season. So I think it's always important to put God first, whether it be prayer for work or anything. You know, even if you don't go to church, if you keep God first, I think things will kind of work out as a blessing.
If we love the Lord, then the way in which we know that is if we love our neighbor.
For Father Merrick, he says it's just a blessing to be invited to give Mass here.
Too often, it's easy for us to isolate our relationship with God to maybe just inside our home or just inside the doors of the church. But the Lord is the Lord of our entire life. And so to bring Him into every single aspect is exactly what He longs for us and what we long for. So to be invited to come to a sugar mill at the beginning of their busiest time of the year, to celebrate Mass and to place everyone's mind and heart on focusing as God is the center, as God is the giver of all good gifts, as God is our protector and guide. I mean, it brings joy to my heart as a priest just to have the invitation to be able to do that.
Father Andrew can relate to the farming sector because he's been in it, he's grew up in it, and it really adds a lot of color to his homilies.
And it's, I guess, ironic that in term grinding, you're talking about the cane, but it's physically, mentally, and spiritually grinding for everybody who has to work it, the farmers, the truck drivers, everybody in the mill. Accidents are going to happen. Frustrating things are going to happen. Stuff's going to break. And when somebody else breaks it, it's very easy for us to do what? Man, he's always messing up. They're always doing this and that and my time and yada, 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 yada. And when we break it, it's like, well, it's the machine's fault, or, you know, I was doing the best I can, or have some patience with me. So here's a simple thing. When one of those things happens, treat the other person like you would want them to treat you. And you'll be loving God in that way.
Daigle says Lula Westfield will begin grinding cane this week, and he's expecting a good harvest season given it stays dry. And Kristen, that really is the key to this being a successful cane grinding season. We need the wet weather to go away. Speaking with Bobby Morris over there in West Baton Rouge Parish, he says with prices the way they are right now and the high inputs, he's just going to break even. If it's wet out there, he has to spend more money on fuel. He loses money on quality at the mill. So everything comes down to making sure everything is perfect for this grinding season.
And they need some dry weather so that they can finish planting, so they can start grinding. Which moves us to our next story.